Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dawn of War Dark Crusade. Yes, got nothing special in mind today, just a standard sort of video. The main reason I actually set this up was because, as I think I've established a few times on this channel, I'm a bit sort of uninformed, let's say, when it comes to current affairs of the day, in all aspects. I gave up watching the news ages ago because it was all too depressing, and, you know, it was just, you know, I hate the media hype machine of the modern world today. But anyway, the point is, so as a result of that, I've been a bit out of the loop on a few of my favourite hobbies and things lately, and recently it came to my attention that Warhammer 40k is about to do a few things that shouldn't. So I thought I'd devote a video into expressing my opinions on what's happening recently. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about the fact that Warhammer 40k are actually going to do an end times. They're actually going to move the storyline forward. Now, I didn't actually know much about this at first, but I talked to my brother, who is a 40k expert. That makes my knowledge of 40k look pathetic in comparison. And apparently they're going to be moving the storyline from 5 minutes till midnight to 1 minute till midnight. So they're basically going to fuck the Imperium right to the edge, you know, right before it's about to fall. And then they're going to end the storyline. Now, I don't think I really need to acknowledge how many ways that's retarded, but I figured I might as well anyway, and share my opinions on exactly why this is stupid. And I invite you all to join me in the comments and let me know what you think about it. Now, first off, I've been reading a little bit of fluff about this, and they've already actually started establishing stuff like this. Like, for example, the Inquisition and the Dark Angels have invaded Fenris because the Inquisition found out about the Wolfen. And I've been reading all about how the Dark Angels, along with the Inquisition and 14 Space Marine chapters, invade Fenris. And wow. Now, first off, while that does sound pretty awesome, I want to kind of step in here and be a bit of a killjoy, because that's just not smart. I'm one of the few people out there that is against moving forward the storyline, because I believe the storyline is the Imperium, and the Imperium is the storyline, if you get what I'm saying. The stagnation of the storyline, how, you know, nothing ever moves forward, nothing ever changes, you have to go back in time, you know, glimpses into the past to find any glory or heroic sacrifice or any, you know, really good stories. That is an analogy for what the Imperium has become, where technology is backwards and they've got to constantly look forward, you know, look back in time to find any good bits. So, you know, the storyline fits. The storyline of stagnation works because that is the storyline. The storyline of the Imperium is the storyline of Warhammer 40k, if you're still following me. So to change it is just a lack of self-awareness on GW's part by many stretches of the imagination. But, you know, I suppose I can't really beat that horse to death when there's a lot of other horses I can beat to death instead. First off, okay, I'm understanding that they're going to expand the story from, you know, 5 minutes till midnight, which is the start of the 13th Black Crusade, to 1 minute till midnight. So, you know, the Imperium is just about to fall and you don't know if the Emperor is going to rise off the Golden Throne or not. And you know, and they're going to write all of this interesting fluff about the traitor Primarchs re-emerging and possibly the loyalist Primarchs coming back. And that just seems like an asshole thing to do, because you're building up all this hype, all this expectation, and then you're just not going to fulfill it. You're being a cock teaser with the whole storyline, with the whole plot, and I think that's just being a bit of a dick, if you ask me. You just, yeah. Why would you go to all the trouble to move forward the storyline if you're not going to pay it off? Now, that does not mean under any circumstances I want another Age of Sigmar. I prefer this timeline to stay exactly where it was, thank you very much. Because the last thing we need is an Age of Sigmar, whatever your opinions on that, if you thought it was a load of walrus droppings, or if you actually thought that they, competently executed the Age of Sigmar campaign, they actually executed Age of Sigmar reasonably well, you have to agree that it kind of started off as a bit of a train wreck, and I don't want that for 40k at all. I don't want to see Warhammer 40k disappear off the freaking online store page and all of the, armies and time everyone's invested into it suddenly magically disappearing. That ain't what I want. Also, on the equal note, I don't really want a storyline that goes right up to the close of the edge and then disappears either. I still think that's a bit of an asshole move too, but, I guess I'm one of the only few ones in this regard. And I've also, so talking to my brother about this, it seems that there's a few things going on. For example, they're going to make plastic models of the Primarchs. Now, forgive me if this seems a bit weird, but aren't they rocketing in on Forge World's racket? Isn't that Forge World's domain? I thought they were the ones that were making Primarch models. I mean, it made sense to me. They're doing the Horus Heresy. They're making the Primarch models, and then once the Horus Heresy books have expanded out to, meeting up towards the current timeline, that they were going to, create the Demon Primarch models as well. And this just seems like GW ruining in on Forge World's racket, which seems a bit rude if you ask me. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about that. And does this also mean they're going to make models for the plastic models for the Loyalist Primarchs as well? And if so, how are they going to implement that with the Forge World models already existing? It just seems very poorly thought out. But, I'm not one of the members of GW, so I'm afraid I wouldn't really know what's going on in their heads. But then again, I don't think anyone really knows what's going on in their heads nowadays. Kuziak, that's me. I've attached me to these guys. Carrying on. So, yeah, it just seems batty to me. I don't know why you would need to expand the storyline when, just like with the Imperium itself and the whole, my thing about the stagnating storyline and glimpses of the past, they're already going well, glimpsing in the past. I mean, the War of the Beast novels, if you've read them, they're really good. I mean, seriously, orcs invading Terra. I mean, Eldar invading Terra to have a personal audience with the Emperor. Vulcan returning from the dead to return, to lead the Loyalist counterattack. The Imperial Fists reuniting as a legion. I mean, massive orc war bosses, fleet battles, the High Lords of Terra being incompetent. That's an awesome story. And the Horus Heresy itself, although I must admit the novels have gone on way too long, that is an awesome story as well. I don't understand the need to, carry on and move forward with the plot when it's wholly unnecessary. You don't need it. I mean, I don't myself understand why. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So yeah, I don't know. It just, the whole thing seems a bit batty. But going back to the Horus Heresy novels for a minute, I loved them when they first came out. I've got about 30 of them myself. But I will agree that they have gone on for way too long. They've kind of overstayed their welcome, if we're perfectly honest here. I mean, I think the whole Imperium Secundus timeline itself has gone on too long. And they should really be getting closer to Terra instead of, meandering around irritating subplots and things no one's interested in. Seriously. Also, just on that note, is it just me, or is Lionel Johnson absolutely retarded? Seriously, if you've read the latest novels, right, Lionel Johnson goes out of his way, commits basically war crimes and, and pisses off a lot of people to bring down Conrad Kurz, and then he refuses to execute him. You know why? Because he sees a vision of the future where the Emperor orders Conrad Kurz's execution, with the Caladius assassin, how he dies in the plot. And the Lion thinks if he keeps Conrad Kurz alive, it will somehow keep the Emperor alive throughout the heresy, so he can make the decision in the future. Now, for a smart Primarch who, you know, has a good tactical sense on the shoulders, that is absolutely blisteringly retarded on so many levels. And I really wonder if all the writers are actually on the same page with each other. Maybe a quick conference here and there to let, you know, to each other to let you know that you're on the right track or something would probably be in order. You know, guys, just make sure the right hand knows what the left hand is doing. But okay, that ran over. So yeah, I don't know what they think that they're doing with the timeline, because you shouldn't touch it. Age of Sigmar proved to everyone that you shouldn't touch the timeline. The timeline's fine where it is. Leave it be. We like listening to making Abaddon, you know, the incompetent asshole remarks. They're hilarious. Let us keep making them. We like the stagnation because the stagnation is the representative of the Imperium itself. To change it and move it forward in a cocktail storyline that we know will never be concluded, or if it is concluded, it will destroy, you know, 30 years of canon and, you know, all the goodwill we've had towards, you know, Games Workshop and 40k until now, is just ignorant. When I was told about this, it just baffles me as to why people think it's a good idea. Don't move forward the storyline, it's wholly unnecessary. But then again, you know, I'm just a New Zealander who plays 40k and knows about the fluff, so as I say, I'm not on the marketing department team, so I suppose I can't really make a decision about that. But yeah, it just seems off to me. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Do you think GW should move forward the timeline? Do you think that a successfully moved forward timeline could be a good idea? I don't know. And don't make me think I'm being entirely negative here, because I think there could be some cool moments. Like, I mean, you know, the Loyalist Primarchs returning, freaking Lemon Russ returning from the grave to defend Fenris against a misguided Loyalist invasion, and then having Lionel Johnson personally rise up from the rock to meet with his brother Russ, and sort out this whole deal before returning to Terra, to organize the defense of Terra against the final traitor invasion, is freaking kick-ass. I mean, there is general really cool potential here, but I just don't think that the costs, the benefits outweigh the costs so much. It seems like that it's just a misguided sort of venture, if you will. But then again, as you know, I could be wrong, and nothing that I say will stop this from happening. But I felt that I think it's worth, spreading this around and letting you know what you guys think. But it seems off. Although I suppose a couple of advantages of this would be that, we could, if one of the GW writers out there, if you could be so very kind, I'd gratefully appreciate if you could drop in a line in the fluff, the time of ending fluff about what happened to the Lamenters. Were they exterminated by the Tyranid Hive Fleet? Did they escape? It'd be kick-ass if they, escaped from holding off the Tyranid Hive Fleet and then, found their way to Terra or Ultramar to deal with the final counterattack. That would be kick-ass. But, that's just me indulging my favourite chapter, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm afraid I actually have nothing really else more to say. I just wanted to get the question out there of the expanding timeline, if you think it's a good idea. If you think another Age of Sigmar could work, or if you think just what they're planning to do about expanding the timeline a little bit is a worthwhile venture. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know anymore, really. It just seems a bit batty. Oh, there's no relic on this map, so I cannot get a Land Raiders or Titans. How disappointing. No matter. Predator tanks will do for the Lamenters. So, yeah, I think I will just burn this Chaos base and call that a part. Because, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about expanding this storyline, what you think about 30k over 40k, if you think all of these things are good ideas. because I would be genuinely interested to know. Because, you know, I don't know, I'm more of a 30k guy than a 40k guy, myself. I prefer the legions to the chapters, and I prefer the age of the Primarchs as opposed to the age of the Imperium. But then again, the War of the Beast has proven to me, and the Badab War, one of my favourite settings, has proven that, you know, 40k has more than has enough, you know, awesome kick-ass moments to go around. So, I don't know, it could be a good thing in the long run. It could be what kind of redeems GW in the eyes of the fan base. Although, considering the fact that I've been around the fan base for a while, I really don't think that's going to help. Because I think the fan base of Games Workshop are kind of, well, including myself into this, are kind of misguided, shall we say, and frothing bollock milkshakes weird at the worst. But hey, that's what we love about us. We like our weird little universe and our weird little obsession with a fantasy world. Where did my Predator tank go? Did I send it into the battle already? So I did. But yeah, no, we will just destroy this base and call it there. Oh yes, I am planning on doing more Chapter Master videos if anyone's interested. And I'm actually debating on whether to get my copy of Warhammer 40k Space Marine shipped down from Auckland for my PS3 and do videos on that, or if it's worth me buying the Steam version and then grinding my way through the Steam version to get to some high levels so I can do a few more videos in that game, maybe finally get the Machinima series I want in that game kickstarted, and go from there. So Spark and any other of my regulars in the comments, let me know what your opinion on that is, because I'd be interested in taking your opinion on it. Alright. Now the talkie is over. Let's get to the killing. For those we cherish, we die in glory. The Sisters of Battle are with us. The Imperial Guard are with us. Together we will triumph over the traitorous Astral Claws for what they did to us during Badab, and we will make them burn in the fires of the warp for their treachery and heresy. By the blood of Sanguinius, strike now, strike true, strike now in the Emperor's name, my brothers. And let those in the warp fear our wrath. Alright, come on guys, got their base destroyed. Will that end the game? No, it will not. We've got to destroy all the buildings, it seems. We've got to wipe the taint itself from the surface of this planet. But I'm happy for that, because that's how it should be. Alright, where am I? Me and my trusty Vanguard Marine Squad engage the Defiler in close combat. I want to prove my manliness by throwing melter bombs at a Defiler. Yeah, that did some good damage. Terminators. Ooh, nice. Come on, guys. Come on, Lamenters. Coordinate your attacks. You know how to use the Codex, so just use it properly. Right, charge forward, my brothers. Litany of hate doesn't work because there's no enemies. Ooh. Rally, my brothers. Purge them all in the name of Sanguinius and in the blood of the Emperor. Destroy them. Come on, we will not let these lives that we have lost on the fields of battle go to waste. We will not let this yellow armor stain the battlefield without an equal number of enemy blood. Right, come on, just a machine cult to destroy. These Chaos guys are lasting longer than I thought. Predator tank, go looking for Chaos. Oh, there's a Chaos Temple. A Chaos Temple? I think we need to go deal with that. Yes, and I realise that other competent Let's Players would have ended the record after they had things to say, but I am not that competent, as you all know. And I really cannot be asked hitting the button to end the record when there are still traitors left to kill, so I'm afraid you're going to have to put up with it for another 30 seconds more. Don't worry about it, I'm sure it will all work out. Right, come on, destroy this temple. Seriously, this Battle Predator is not that great an idea. No offense to the Blood Angels, but it's seriously got shitty firepower. I think we need to upgrade. Ooh, here's a good way to upgrade. Let them taste the wrath from orbit. Who are you guys? Devastator Squad, engage. Oh, don't just engage with your las cannons, get closer and engage with all your firepower. Also, why aren't the Ecclesiarchy helping us out here? Lazy bolter bitches. Although I really think that the Sisters of Battle need a new codex. They deserve it. I feel sorry for the Sisters of Battle, because I do like them as a faction. I just wish they'd get some more experience. Okay, well, we've annihilated the enemy. I've baffled a few points across. And it's 10 o'clock at night, so I consider that a productive day all round. So, thanks for sitting through this video if you did. I gratefully appreciate it. And I will talk to you all again another time.